Hey, welcome back everyone. You're watching Centerline Designs. My name's Cole and today we got a new tool to review. So I've been in talks with Evolution for a little while and finally it's come to fruition. I picked up just a couple of weeks ago this 14-inch mitering dry cut metal chop saw. Told them I had a lot of cutting to do on some upcoming projects on the channel. They went ahead, not only sent me the saw, sent me a spare blade to go with it, and I went ahead and bought one of the dedicated aluminum blades because we are largely an aluminum fabrication shop, so I figured, that's just a must-have. I want to take you through, I still have not opened this box, so we're going to go through the unboxing. I'm going to take you through some of the features that made me so attracted to this saw, and then let's put it to the test. I got some big things to cut, let's see how it handles it. Before we get to unboxing this thing, I do want to mention, accuracy is one of the most overlooked things in a shop generally, and accuracy starts at square one, cutting your raw material. Anyone who's done fabrication can tell you that if you don't start accurate at the beginning, nothing else is going to go the way you want it. So getting accurate cuts is really a key to having a good end result. And I've tried many different methods of cutting materials. I have most of them in this shop. And although I've made do, I'm always ready for improvement. So let's get unboxing this thing and see how it does. All right, we got the manual. We got some obvious things to do and things not to do. They made that very clear. These look like some of the material clamps. The beautiful thing I love about this saw is it clamps both sides of your workpiece. I've used a regular wood chop saw to cut aluminum for years. The problem is those don't have clamps. And I've had some very close calls and I'm ready to stop doing that. So this has nice sliding clamps and then it also has little adapters so you can clamp onto round stock and anything like that. We'll show you once we get it set up. Oh, that's a nice heavy duty spreader bar here. Looks heavy. Awesome, well here's the really nice sturdy base. Goes from 46 to 46 degrees. Locks and clamps down. It's got, like most chop saws, preset notches for all your commonly cut angles, like 0. Let's go ahead and get this thing together. Alrighty, well, that took all of about 5 minutes to put together. I really love the idea of having these clamps on either side of the workpiece. It's gonna take away the temptation of wanting to put your hands in there. These clamps are a quick adjust, flip it down, tighten it up. That's really nice. This also adjusts in height, so if you're clamping different size radius round bars or square tubings or whatever you need to cut, you can line it up to the center line of the material. And they give you these nice little feet to help clamp it even better. So I love that. That is awesome. Fully adjustable. You have a top workpiece clamp here. Again, has a quick adjust. Like most chop saws, it has a storing feature for transport. You can lock it down. The guard automatically comes out of the way when you're cutting. We should finish putting that back together. Stores the Allen key right in here. That's really nice. Like I said, this saw cuts from 46 to 46 degrees. You can slide the back of the saw to cut different depths. It also locks down. Yeah, this thing just feels like a beast. Well, I must say, first impressions are really good. Yes, they did give me this saw, but I'm not gonna lie about it. It feels quite sturdy. Nothing feels all that flimsy. They definitely put thickness into parts that needed to be thick and robust, like this clamping bar. But with that being said, the saw really isn't all that heavy. So if it is something that you're gonna have to take portable, it's not that bad. My long-term goal for this saw is to make a really nice cut bench, nice and long. We're gonna make it out of steel, cut by this saw, and we're gonna put material storage in the bottom, much like my workbench has here. So when I have an offcut, I can store it under the saw. And I'm gonna have places for a metal cutting saw and then a wood cutting saw. Because cutting material is really the first step to any project in a shop. All right, well, let's go get some material to cut. All right, well, we got that bolt I wanted to cut. Just kidding, we're not cutting that. We're gonna cut this, right like that. Oh yeah, that clamps down real nice. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead. Let's try the test cut. Brand new saw, brand new blade, approximately 3-inch bolt. I hope it does well. All right, I gotta get some protection on and then let's do this. Always remember your protection, folks. Earplugs, face shield, gloves. You only get one set of eyes and ears. Yeah! Woohoo! Well, that's not that hot. I mean, it's a big piece of metal. That picked up a little bit of temperature, but that was a really long cut, guys. Oh, that did awesome. A little bit of my fault right there. The lock to keep the saw down was in place. So I was hitting that. I was wondering why I didn't go any further, but my bad. Moved that out of the way. And boy, did we make some chips. That cut faster than my bandsaw would have, so that's pretty awesome. Not every day you're cutting stuff like that, but it's always nice to know you can. All right, well, I'm gonna unplug this, swap out for the aluminum blade, and then let's grab a nice big chunk of aluminum and see how it does with that. All right, with the machine unplugged, let's go go ahead and change this blade. And honestly, it couldn't be any easier. Loosen off the guard, hold down the lock, make sure it's unplugged. Out with the steel. And in with the aluminum. Aluminum cutting blade, that is. Fits nice and snug on the arbor. Get the backing plate in. There we go. Shut the guard. And the key stood right back in there so I don't lose it. Alrighty, we'll get the machine plugged in and let's cut some aluminum. The main difference with an aluminum cutting blade versus a steel cutting blade is generally they have a higher tooth count. I believe this is around 80 and this is 66. And also the degree of rake on the blade is less. Typically aluminum cuttings have a 0 or negative degree rake, which means they don't bite. They kind of drag their way through. And that's just softer materials. The teeth want to dig in and jam the saw. So yeah, that's the main difference between a steel and aluminum blade. They're both carbide tipped, but the teeth geometry are different. All right, well, got this scrap aluminum here I found in the back 40 that I'm willing to cut a chunk out of. There, both pieces clamped. All right, let's get our protection on. Perfect. That could not have been any easier or faster. It does what it's supposed to do. It cuts metal. Let's go ahead and try and cut a 45 on that same piece of aluminum. Back to square. So normally it would have taken me quite a while in setup on my bandsaw to go from 0 to 45. It doesn't have any quick indicators to get you there and you have to set it up manually every time and it can be really annoying. So the fact that you can go from a 45 to a 22.5 to a 0, it's gonna be a game changer and save me a pile of time. That's awesome. I really, really like the saw. Alrighty, well, I think that's gonna be it for this review and demo of the saw. You're gonna see this Evolution 14-inch chop saw get used in many videos to come. We're gonna build that miter stand for it, which is gonna be a fun project and help tidy up the shop. And then we also have tracks to make. We have to cut down 750 pieces of steel to make tracks for our custom snowcat project, and I want this 14-inch saw to be the workhorse that does it. So stay tuned. We have a lot of projects featuring this saw, and we're gonna continue to put it to the test. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.